Simon Freitae.
Azeb Freitae.
Simon Freitae.
Azeb Freitae. Hey.
So annoying.
Oh, we're the
Hi
fucking
guys,
worst.
that's who we are, Simon and Freitae, and Azeb Freitae, your
I
co-host.
am Simon.
This week our topic is going to be about birthdays.
Birthday.
Birthdays.
Ba-ba.
Because
Pew,
it's
pew.
Simon's birthday. Woo!
Yaga.
How old are you, bro?
I am 23.
Wow, infant.
Wow.
23 was a good year though.
I heard that nobody likes you when you're 23.
Oh my god.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Wow. So anyways, birthdays was the worst days. Now
The
we
birth.
sip champagne to a Thursday.
Yee.
And we're going to talk about horoscopes.
Mhm.
And getting old. Hello. Aging.
Hashtag what's your zodiac sign?
What's your zodiac sign?
Yee.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just going to announce that I am a Scorpio. And that I'm a Sag moon and Aries rising.
Okay, so I guess I'll go. So I am a Leo sun. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, and then Virgo moon, and then Libra rising.
Yes.
Brought to you by CoStar.
Hello, fucking. But yeah, what does that mean? Well, obviously, you should download CoStar, and they did not sponsor us. We should get sponsored for this
Honestly,
stuff.
free advertising.
And find out and read all of it because they lay it out for you.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, we are going to just slide into the HTTHT segment.
DMs. How turns have tabled.
Yee.
So, this kind of strays a bit away from the horoscopes, but back onto the birthday topic.
Heyo.
So this story, I think I was in 5th grade or like 6th grade. No, it was, 5th or 6th grade. And it was the summertime, and it was one of my friend's birthday. It was Jackie's birthday, I remember. Yeah. And I was supposed to go to the movies with them. Like, the whole plan was, like, they'd pick me up. Like, Jackie's mom would pick us all up, and then we'd go to the movies, and then we'd go to her house and hang out. And I had an Ethiopian party that I had to go to later, so I was like, I really got to be here for the fucking movies. But I was sitting at my house, and I was a little 10-year-old paranoid piece of shit. And I heard the door buzzing, and I immediately thought, this is how I fucking die. Like, I was just like, yup, this is the murderer saying, Simon, I'm here for you. So I was just like, nope, no, we're not fucking doing this. And I started, like, crying, and I'm just, like, sitting there alone in my house. And then, like, 20 minutes later, I'm thinking, like, okay, cool, so when are they going to pick me up?
Simon!
Oh, my God.
And
And
so
then
sad.
I got in touch with them later because I thought that they blew me off, but then I eventually put it together that it was
Wow.
fucking them, and then I'm just not that great.
Anxiety. Oh my god, you were so stressed.
Yep, so they picked me up, and they ended up bringing me to, like, the party that was happening at her house,
that's
but I could
nice.
only be there for, like, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Ethiopia. So that was my birthday experience for the turning tables.
That was how the turns tables.
Oh, so I also put a fucking JFK quote in here just to inspire y'all
Wow,
to
wow,
not be
wow.
as stupid as me. So the only thing to fear is fear itself. There we go.
Simon
America.
for president 2020.
No. No.
Write him in. Y'all, seriously, write him in. Let's see how many
Azeb?
votes he gets.
Okay, let's see, guys.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm down for this.
But yeah, okay, words. So, anyways, back to zodiac signs because I cannot help it because I'm a zodiac hoe. As you all know, it's like a problem.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we're just gonna talk about it because like nobody ever wants to talk about it. Even when I talk about them, I'm like, can I do this? Am I allowed to bring this topic up? Or I'll be like, let's clear the air, y'all. What are your zodiac signs? Because it's important. So, Simon is dying laughing at me
I'm
right
just
now.
trying to drink this wine, guys. Like,
Anywho. So what are they? What do they mean? Where do they come from? Why do we care? Why do we not care? And do you actually like believe in it? You know? Mm-hmm. How about you, Simon? You want to answer any of those?
Okay, so I don't know how much I believe it, but I do like having CoStar, just as like little inspirational things, like to get me through my day.
Yeah, like
and like
little, like,
seeing
yeah.
like what the zodiac or like the horoscopes and like the stars or whatever have like predicted for that day, and then just kind of see how my day goes and like.
So you look at it at the beginning of the day.
I look at it just whenever I remember, or like sometimes I'll get the notification. And
okay, do you feel like that low key is like nudging you to make decisions for you?
No, sometimes I feel like half the day has happened and like it's totally correlating with what the fuck the app says. And then I'll be like, okay, cool, I get this. Like, it's like, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't been there for like 3 days. So then like I'll look back and I'll be like, yep, that happened. That fucking happened. Okay,
That's
cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually wait until the end of the day so I don't let it dictate my day. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, like I obviously like I love it because I think it's funny. And honestly, there are characteristics that make a lot more sense. And like because of its planetary, like energetic reading, like I feel like it's real.
So here's one question. It might be a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought of like just mathematically how like people are like born at a certain time of year?
Yeah.
So like maybe the experiences that they have growing up totally change the way that they perceive the world and the personality that they grow into.
Yeah.
So that's why this is so generalized into like this kind of way.
It's applicable as fuck to like any type of situation that you can just like generalize. But I don't know. I still kind of like feel like it's kind of real.
Yeah.
But again, it's like about all that energy shit, like whatever you send into the universe, it is like whatever, and then like whatever the universe sends back to you is because of the energy you sent, which is basically praying.
True.
Whoa.
Bam, bam.
Subconscious prayer. Anyways, wow, that was an interesting tangent.
Yeah.
So my next question was going to be, do you have any friends that have the same sign as you?
Oh, yes.
Who? Well, I mean, you don't have to list them, but like, do you feel like you have a lot or like minimal?
I have a few. I just feel like.
What sign do you find yourself surrounded by the most? I'm surrounded by like Geminis and Sagittariuses.
I honestly don't. I'm the fucking worst with remembering my friends' birthdays. Like, or even just people don't really talk about their zodiac signs, like you said. So I don't really know. I know like Henry, I spend a lot of time with, is a Virgo. Zoe's born in April. That's
Aries.
Yeah, Aries. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have one sign. You? What did you say? You have one?
Yeah, I'm usually surrounded by like Geminis and Sagittarius.
See, Geminis is like the one that I've been told like stay away.
Yeah, everybody hates them.
Yeah,
but honestly, like they're not the ones to be sleeping on. I mean, to be like scared of. You know what I mean? The real ones are the ones that like sneak up on you and shit, like Pisces, bro, and Cancers. Fuck those. Passionate.
Is that mom and dad?
No. Oh,
Isn't
shit.
Yeah, Azeb, watch out.
I was thinking of like so many other specific people than them. But it's funny. I feel like when I've met like other Scorpios, I'm like, okay, there's a big difference between Scorpio men and women, and I'm like, wow. Like, I think all the things that people say of like bad things of the zodiac signs or whatever, I think they really should be like talking about specific genders because like there's a difference
between the zodiac signs for the genders.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like it's like easy for us to all assume that women are the evil ones.
I never like really thought about that like until literally Scorpio men and women. Like someone was talking about that like last week, and then
You're
I was
probably
just like,
hanging out with me and other people were probably talking about it. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe not. I hope not. Maybe other people are talking about this.
I think it was one of my bosses, but
thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, preach. Let's go. Not the only one. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's real. Like it's out there in the world.
Yeah. Cool. Swell. Yeah, I was just gonna like give my recommendations on like if you are like as obsessed with the zodiac as I am. It's funny because like I'll send like my friends their horoscope when I'm like reading things because I'll be like, oh, let me check what's gonna happen for them, and then I'll be like, oh my god, that is so relevant, and just like send it to them. But some of the things like I'm subscribed to, again, we're not sponsored, I'm just like being a good person, and like these are like valid sources that I prefer because they say like it's not just about like, oh, this is what's happening in your day. It's like an affirmation. There's like poetry and shit in there sometimes depending on who you follow, and sometimes you just need some relatable content to laugh. So I follow Chani Nichols, and I get her emails. The Hood Healer on Instagram. There's this like Scorpio royalty Instagram that's like hilarious. We'll put all of this in the bio. Naomi James, if you like read Parable of the Sower, she gives me like very like Earthseed vibes, which is like their like low key like religion, but like it's dope. The Not All Geminis Insta, it's mad fucking funny. And yeah, and then there's this like other book that tells you how your year is gonna be, and it like explains like everything month to month, like health wise and shit. Super dope. I think it's called I forget what it's called, but we'll put it in the stuff. So to wrap it up on just like zodiac signs before we stroll right into astrology and Simon's article, we just want to kind of determine what the difference is between your sun, your moon, and your rising. So your sun sign is it determines your ego, your identity, what your like role is. So like when you like read zodiac signs that are like, oh, leaders, like Aries and Scorpios, like Leos, they're like seen as like leaders. That's like their role, you know. Sagittarius is known as like the traveler. Your moon sign is the way that you see yourself, and it rules over your emotions and your moods and your feelings. So like, for example, like Pisces are mad sensitive. That's a thing, I guess. Or like how Geminis are two-faced. Like that's like how, whatever. Yeah. So the rising sign is the one that shows like how people see you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know there's like a whole bunch of other stuff, but like I don't really know about it, but we'll come back and do this topic again if people like it. So Simon, you want to talk about the article that you found?
Yes. So the article is talking about astrology.
So wait, why did you bring this this specific article?
Well, because I was like, astrology, zodiacs, like, is it real? Is it scientifically proven? Wow, words are hard. Scientifically proven?
Are you
like,
trying to be Russian? This is like low-key racist.
I'm sorry?
I said, are you trying to be Russian? This is low-key racist.
I don't know. I just, whatever happens. Okay. Yes. Whenever I do accents, I have no fucking idea where they're going.
You just get stuck and you don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Feel it. So, this, the article is legitimately called Astrology. Is it scientific? Because I kind of wanted to find, like, a connection between, like, reason and astrology. Like, you know, because a lot of people just don't give a fuck about it and are just kind of like, well, it's just crazy people that want something to cling to because life is meaningless. And then it's just like, hold up, bitch. Let's see.
That's like...
So what happened was it just kind of explains some shit. You know, we'll include the link in the description, but just kind of explaining astrology like we were saying before. Like, you know, it talks about how people use astrology for trying to expect future events or like personalities. Some claim astrology is supported by evidence, but you know, like the evidence is just the experiences of people who feel like astrology has worked for them. So there's, you know, like I feel like the biggest reasoning for having astrology is just to explain the natural world, because it is based off of the natural, you know, existing universe, like the sun, moon, and stars, like, you know, all like space and shit. And like they kind of talk about like heavenly bodies, but then they just start explaining planets. So I'm like, is a planet a body? I don't know. So, one of the things that kind of leads us down the rabbit hole of the answer for is it fucking scientific? You could probably guess.
'Cause it's
a lot of the expectations made from it are super general, and so it's not really reliable to test. So even if you find a way to test it, then it doesn't dictate the way that people live their lives. You know, it's just the way that you're born and like these things that have been figured out by fucking rocks in space.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything, and there's no tangible evidence to like scientifically prove it.
Okay.
There are like few cases when astrology has been used to generate testable expectations, and the results were examined in a careful study, and the evidence didn't support the validity of astrological ideas. So there's been a lot of times that they say, hey, astrology is really not that concrete.
Okay.
And then people
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
How old is this article?
I
Do we know the year that it was published? Because it looked like it was like some 1990 shit.
I don't know. It was from like Berkeley University. So I thought it was
still, it could be super old, you know?
Yeah, but it basically just kind of says like there's so many fucking times they prove it wrong, and then astrologers will be like, "Hey, it's fine. We're not supposed to understand the natural world."
Facts.
And then it's like, "Oh shit, yeah, you know, like maybe we're not supposed to fucking understand the natural world." Like, you know, it's like maybe that's the fucking point, because I kind of, this is just me going into like my own like beliefs and like
please.
thoughts of
I love it.
Like,
preach, baby.
you know, the
Preach time,
what? But basically, I was thinking, like, since we're a part of the natural world,
yes,
if you understand it,
yes,
then like you can manipulate it, and it's
okay.
It's
so let's talk about what is the
happen.
difference between nature and then and us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I took this class again. I don't know what I was doing, taking these like crazy ass classes my freshman year of college, but I took this class that was like talking about like humanity and nature, and like are humans considered part of nature, and what's the difference. So for me, I wrote a whole paper talking about how like the reason why we don't consider ourselves a piece of nature is because, you know, we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and obviously, you know, Christian perspective. So basically we're right, so we have consciousness because Eve ate from the fucking tree, and then like all of us were like, oh shit, we know things because like this bitch made Adam eat from the fucking tree too. And so when they noticed that they were naked, and they were like, oh, we need to get clothes, and then God was like, yo, like, how do y'all know that you're fucking naked? And then they're like, oh shit, you know? That is what differentiated us from animals. And even if you think about it, when the reason why Eve exists is because like God took Adam's rib, right? And made a woman because Adam wasn't gonna fuck any of the animals, and because like even Adam knew, he was like, these animals are not like my companions. Like they can provide like camaraderie to like an effect, but like, you know, he needed another human being because humans are like social beings. And so God was like, bet. Here's Eve.
God was like, bet.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's Azeb's take on nature and the Christian historical perspective. Yeah. So other than like from a non-scientific view, that's like, you know, a strictly religious view of like why humans don't consider themselves a part of nature. Yet, what would happen if humans were not in the picture and we were on a planet Earth, and like there's all of the things we left behind, like our buildings and gas and whatever, right? But it's like if humans aren't here, the grass is going to grow over that shit. Mold is going to form. Like it's all going to degrade, and like nature is going to do its thing. Whereas when humans are part of the picture, it's like nature can't do its thing because we're constantly evolving and like creating things. Do I sound crazy, or does this make sense?
No, this makes sense.
Okay. What's your theory on that though?
With like nature taking over without humans?
Like what's the difference between like with humans, like are humans part of nature or no? This is some deep ass shit, y'all.
I would say so. Like, you know, just because I feel like the ego separates human beings from nature. Like, you know, it's like your own person identity, like the things, the values that you create for yourselves, the behaviors that the social constructs, like everything that we've fucking created has like separated us from like a natural life. And like there are certain natural phenomenons that happen in nature with like, you know, animals traveling in packs and having like low-key societies, but like everything's fucking wild out there. Like, you know, it's like shit's still fucking wild out here, but like it's a more like quote-unquote civilized version of it. So like I feel like we create kind of our own nature. Like, you know, it's like we're in it and we're like bound to the natural forces of like any kind of fucking natural disaster.
Exactly. It's
or
like
any kind of
when
shit
a natural
like that.
disaster happens, that's the pure form of like untamed, uncontrolled nature.
Yeah.
Whereas when humans are part of it, it's now controlled nature, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like we can tamper with it. We know what's going to happen. We're playing God.
And that's what I mean about like manipulating it and being conscious of it. And like if you're like too self-aware, I feel like I mean, being self-aware in like any other fucking situation. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
Other than the awareness of the entire fucking universe, like that's too much.
Yeah.
Honey. Like.
But anyways.
But yeah, so that's my article.
I know. I don't know where that came from, but it was great. Sweet. So to our last segment, we're just gonna talk about some things back in the form of birthdays and aging and whatnot. So, because we wanted to touch base on all things of, you know, what is the Zodiac? What are things that are related to birthdays, right? So, expectations. What are your birthday expectations?
Honestly, I kind of expect that, like, if I don't have a plan already set for that day, then that, like, now that I'm 21, it's changed. Or now that I'm 23, you know, over 21. I was going to say
infant.
Shut the fuck up. But now that I'm over 21, like, it has changed. Like, instead of just like, oh, I'm going to hang out with people and, you know, just get fucking wrecked or whatever, then it's like, I'm going to go a bar and they're going to pay for me to get fucking wrecked. Like, you know, it's like...
If you have good friends.
If you have good friends, yeah.
Some people would be like, my friends don't pay for my entries.
Yeah.
When I go
Otherwise, it's just get wrecked before with your friends and then go.
Yeah. And then other people buy you drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
especially because, you know, like now I've kind of started the tradition for my birthday to go to a karaoke bar. And then, you know, like, get fucking wrecked and then have everyone fall in love with me because, you know, my voice is just so amazing.
Wow. Your big
so
break.
Fucking humble.
Every birthday.
Anyways.
But
yeah.
What a Leo-ass fucking move.
I mean, it's it's like the biggest time to shine when I'm not an actor in life. So, like, you asked for it. Like,
with the Lion King tattoo.
How about you? Do you expect anything? Wow.
Well, one day, this is a shameless plug, but one day, I hope that my friends who, like, actually love me and know me and live with me will throw me a surprise party one day. Not this year.
This started so sad.
It was a shameless plug because I know they're going to listen to it, and I just want them to throw me a surprise party one day. Because surprises are cool, man. Oh, and I'm so good at doing them for everybody else. But I want someone to do it. That'd be nice. But yeah, in terms of general expectations of my birthday, I don't know. I usually, like, I was thinking about this earlier of, like, there's a point in time when it switches from, like, your parents planning your birthday to you planning your birthday. And then it's up to you to decide at what point in your age you're just going to stop celebrating your birthday, or you never celebrate it. My birthday is like a fucking national holiday every year, but it's like the whole month until Thanksgiving because, like, I would feel really disrespectful if I did that to Thanksgiving. But, like, yeah, my birthday is like the best. Come on, whenever it's November, everyone's like, oh, every day is Azeb's birthday today, guys.
Your birthday celebration.
Also, shout out to my birthday twins, Auntie Christine and P. Diddy, if you're listening. You never know.
P. Diddy?
P motherfucking D.D.
Alright, P motherfucking D.D.
D.D. Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. You know the deal.
The deal.
Yes, I just, like, shouted out all his Scorpio-ness.
Girl.
Yeah. But I also, like, I'm grateful that I'm in a point in my life where I can celebrate my parents' birthdays and, like, throw them parties and stuff. Or just, like, get them tickets to go to a show or something. Like, I'm really grateful I'm able to do that for my parents, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's, like, obviously they threw all of our birthday parties growing up and, like, gave us experiences. I was, like, talking to some people and they were telling me about the kinds of birthday parties they had growing up, and I was like, yo, like, you had a whole, like, spa day or like a fishing trip. I mean, we've had, like, cool ass birthday parties too, but, like, just, like, parents get really, like, into the themes, and I'm sitting here like, wow, that's, like, really cool. Like, I never, like, thought about that, obviously, because I'm not a mom or have children, but, like,
I mean,
I never thought of that as, like, something for people to be, like, excited to do for their kids. Obviously, if you have kids, you probably feel that way. Maybe if you, like, love your kids that way. I don't know. But
I mean, with like my coworker, like, she just threw a birthday party for her son, and you know, like, he's at an age where you have to invite the whole class. Like, you know, like, do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Or if you brought, like, a piece of candy in and gave it to the person next to you, the teacher would be like, you have enough for the class. And then you're just like, fuck you. But, like, you're 3, so you're like, no.
No, I think his class was kind of like your class. Like, everyone was really close, so, like, they could throw a big birthday party. Yeah. So, like, they did that, and I don't really know if they had, like, a theme, but I know they had, like, a dunk tank. And, like, that was, like, the big thing for the party. But it was really funny because, like, she showed us the invite, and she was like, my son chose the pictures. We had a photo shoot, and he had all these great looking pictures, and he chooses this, and he's literally in the pose of paint me like one of your French girls.
Oh,
and I'm just like,
so cute.
She's like, this is going to 39-year-olds.
So cute. I love it. Oh, I love it. He's so cute.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah, but then I was also thinking about, like, I don't know, there are some people I know that, like, don't celebrate their birthday ever. Mm-hmm. Or they're just kind of like, oh, yeah, like, I don't like to celebrate my birthday. And for me, that's hard to understand because, like, I said my birthday is a national holiday. But, like, I don't know, what, other than for the sake of, like, you know, like, religion, there are people, like, who don't just celebrate birthdays, which makes sense for, like, their religious purposes. But, like, what do you think? For not celebrating a birthday? Yeah, like, why do you think people don't celebrate?
I feel like if you are a kind of person that doesn't like to make a big deal about yourself, like, you know, if you're just kind of like, all right, yes, I have come into the world and that is enough. Like, you know, it's just like, I just kind of want this day to fucking be me and do what I want. Like, it's my birthday, so everything should go my way. I can understand that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, the fuck? Like, it is your fucking day. Yeah, you were created. You came to life. Like, imagine like, that. You existed. Life,
but do you know about those people who are like, I want to sue my parents for making me be born?
I'm just like, a bitch.
And I'm like, are you dead ass?
The fuck?
But those people are real. They exist.
You know how many people wish they were born?
But I'm also like, I know we're supposed to be in this, like, politically correct society where we're like, oh, like, yeah, that's their choice of, like, how they want to live. But I'm just going to say it. Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, the fuck.
Like what? That makes no sense. Words. So anyways,
it's just, yeah. I can understand, like, if you were raised, like, in a family that didn't really celebrate birthdays and, like, you didn't really have money for it or something and you're not used to it. Like, I don't really...
be like, I'm going to sue my parents because I was born.
No, not like that. I mean, like, not like, celebrating your fucking birthday.
Yeah. I was thinking about, like, I was, like, really thinking about this topic today, and I was like, oh my god, like, types of birthdays, like quinceañeras and like big ones, like sweet 16s, and then I was like, oh my god, these are all a form of capitalism. When do you remember the show Sweet 16? Gonna spread my wings, Sweet 16. And they'd have, like, coming in on elephants, and then, like, they'd all get a car. And so your expectation growing up is, when I'm 16, I get a car. And you turn 16, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm fucking poor. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'm not gonna get a car unless MTV got me a car.
Honestly.
But, like,
MTV, please.
Also, like, flashback to, like, Pimp My Ride, because... Exhibit and like all of that. Great fucking show. Man, we need the old MTV back. Even though that was not about music at all. No. None of those shows. So when it is your birthday, like, how do you choose, like, how do you celebrate it? Like, are there people that you, like, specifically like to be around? And, like, do you feel like that's changed as we've gotten older?
Well, the people have definitely changed.
Obviously.
You know, like, that's kind of how friends go.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was younger, it was more, I needed to be with family. Although, to be honest, growing up, I didn't really have a lot of friends until, like, high school or, like, the end of middle school, mostly high school. Even, like, the middle, I was very lonely. But, so,
yeah.
It was,
because, like, you're so cool.
Yeah, right?
Fucking you know what? I think, like, older people appreciated you, but, like, everyone your age was just, like, you're too ahead of your time, and they were just, like, immature and assholes. Like, man, fuck them. Fuck everybody that came up to me and used to be like,
now I'm
retarded, because now I'm just for real.
But, like, what? I didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, you'll hear it. So.
Great. But I think nowadays I celebrate it more with kind of just who's around. Like, you know, like, the past 2 summers I've been working at the box center, so like I've been basically just taking the whole crew after like the final performance or whatever day it is of like the final week, and then like taking everyone out to a bar, and then they'll like buy me a drink, and then we'd meet all my friends from like Everett or wherever,
like whoever else was invited,
and then we'd, you know, karaoke. But you know, when I was a kid, it was just kind of my closest friends because I felt like they were the most reliable people that would actually show up for like a birthday event. Although I never really had like a big birthday. Like, you know, it's like the biggest birthday would probably be going to like Houghton's Pond with like all my Ethiopian family.
Oh, those were fun.
Yeah, they were great. It's just like I didn't have like,
I mean, we're lucky we also had like cousins that were our age.
Yeah.
Or like just a little younger than us, but like enough to have a good time.
They were still cool. Like,
I mean, they were hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about them like they're dead and it's past tense, but they're still cool, I guess.
I mean, we just saw them, so yeah, they're cool.
No, yeah, I still
like,
probably hearing this like, fuck y'all. Yeah. No, yeah, for me, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, like whoever I'm around, like it doesn't really matter for me. Like it's not that important. I'm always like grateful for like all the people that do show up for me. Whenever I'm like, hey, we're going to have a birthday and celebrate me. Like, I'm grateful for the people who have like been around and like reach out to me and even be like, yo, like I'm like not gonna be there, but like, you know, and like just show love. Every day when I do like my affirmations, I always like say like I'm grateful for my ecosystem, and I'm honestly just grateful for like the people that I have in my life right now. Especially like, I don't know, I feel like as I've gotten to this age at 24, like I've really secured like who the like top 20-ish people are that like I know are still going to be a part of my life, like no matter what happens. Like even if I move or if they move or whatever, like I know who those people are and I'm totally secure with it. And I'm literally just kind of like no new friends applications, like please do not try to like talk to me. Not like that, but it's just like, you know, there are people that come into your life, they're like, oh, you're special enough for me to actually put effort in for you because I connect with you that way, and you're a real ass nigga and you're being real for me, so like I'm gonna keep you around, you know what I mean? And then there are people who leave too.
I mean, it starts off
back,
like
maybe, but like you know what your relationship is with that person. Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about like what I learned in like social work school. Like, there's like your inner circle, and then there's like your secondary circle, and then like, you know, your tertiary circle is very fucking fluid. And like your second circle is like people that you would probably get close with, but like it's just not.
But it's like if I don't have that linear
it's
shot,
just
like
it's not there. And then, like, your inner circle is like, nope, this is locked and loaded. Like, there's a concrete wall around
like, you have those levels of, that's exactly, like, the levels of effort in which I'm going to keep you in my life.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're not making an effort to be in my life, why should I be making an effort to be in your life? Even though that sounds negative, but it's also, like, you know, our time is so important.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
And I don't know if that's just because, like, that's an American perspective, but, like, the value of time is, like, critical. And, like, if people are out here wasting your time... then like what are you doing? Because like obviously that person's not real for you the way that you're real for them, you know.
I think some people do, like, I don't think they need to waste their time, but I think that they need to be with people that like can, you know, like they'll think they're their first circle, but really it's a second circle person. And then you realize, oh no, this is not what I fucking want. And that kind of happens with like every relationship.
No, like trial and error has to happen. But it's just like, if you're just out here letting people waste your time and just being negative and miserable all the time, like you're choosing to be in that environment, and you're not, if like you're actively not doing anything to like take care of yourself and be around people who will elevate you and like support you, even like when your family is tearing you, like your blood family is tearing you down, and you have like 10 other people that are like, hey, look, we ain't blood and we're not super cool, but like I'm gonna show you love because like that shit ain't right. Like sometimes that's where you get like your support from, you know?
Yeah. And it's
and
not
those
always...
people are part of your ecosystem.
And it's not always that like that person is toxic forever. Like, you know, it's like
it's just
two
like
friends
it might be just
can
in
like
that moment.
separate and then like come back together and be like, oh shit, you're like a better person. You've like grown and like had a bunch of fucking experiences, and then you could be like, okay, cool. But then there's always gonna be a part of you that's like, can I fucking trust this?
Man.
Like, you know, it's like it's always hard. And like as much as like people
and
prove
it's like
themselves,
every
it's
single
up to
time that
you.
happens, it just continues to build up, and then you're just like, why is this person part of my life? I shouldn't let this happen. Because you don't want to be surrounded by that energy.
Although it's also important to be honest and like to just explain
and to actually
to people.
be transparent about how you feel about that person when it's happening. Because if you don't address it, then it's not going to change, or it doesn't give them the opportunity to advocate for themselves, which isn't fair if they are not aware that they're the person that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
The
perfect.
criminal justice system, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
And we're back.
To birthdays.
That was good, though.
That was great.
I'm
yes.
sorry. We've been getting real
So-
deep on this one. Oh, a little baby.
Little babes. Baby.
All right.
Boom.
Weird as fuck. So anyways, let's talk about traditions. Bitch.
Tradition.
Okay, so our fucking traditions, and I'm 100% sure every Ethiopian family does this. Let's say you're at your cousin's birthday party and they're turning 5. And then after you sing happy birthday in English, and then you sing Melkam Lidet in Amharic, or whatever language you choose, because,
True.
you know, there's like 70 different fucking languages in Ethiopia. And Amharic is like the oppressor of languages in Ethiopia because, you know, people speak Tigrinya and other shit because tribalism. But the system sucks.
Yep.
Anyways, we back. After you sing all of that, maybe your family sings the Stevie Wonder version. Ours does. So let us know if yours does. We sing literally 3 different fucking versions. The black version, the Ethiopian version, and the English version. And then we say, are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? Are you 4? Are you 5? Right.
I wasn't expecting to be able to laugh. Oh my god.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're right. You fucking right. Yeah, people lose their shit when a Baloo hits the fan. Like, it's just explosive.
But what's a thing that I started doing was that, like, every birthday, whenever I'm surrounded by my family, because I always have like a brunch on my birthday with my family, like, and I'll be like, Mom, Dad, like, what were you doing at my age right now? And it's just funny to like hear their stories of like what they were doing, because then it like gives you more insight into like what they were like at your age, and then you can be like, oh wow, shit was so different for me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and just like, you know, just reflecting on those parallels.
So, Azeb, do you want to get us started with these key takeaways?
Yes, I might as well. So, obviously, let's recap real quick. Everybody's going to download CoStar. You're going to add all of us on CoStar so we can check on each other. See what your sign is. Let us know what you think about it. You know, send us an email at thefreitaseffect@gmail.com.
Wow.
Comment on this episode on SoundCloud. You can @at us on Twitter at TFEpod. You can also slide into our DMs on Instagram, or you can just like find us on Facebook, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, and this one is specifically at CoStar. Reach out to us if you want a sponsorship and a partnership, because like we out here.
We love you.
Birthdays are cool, but like for some people they're not. So like, don't make people feel weird if they don't like to celebrate their birthday. And that's pretty much it. Simon, you ready to... Oh, well, do you have any announcements? Oh my god, I forgot my final question.
Oh.
What are you gonna do? Okay, so you said you normally just like go to a karaoke bar for your birthday. I was gonna say, what are your birthday plans like this year?
That, and then I know that we have Reggie Watts.
Yes, I'm taking you to go see Reggie Watts.
Yeah. Yee.
I'm
So
so excited.
yeah, I mean, no one's really hit me up and tried to make plans, but I've been like low key plugging about the karaoke bar, and I'm just
Okay.
like, oh, we can't go this weekend because I'm fucking doing it on my motherfucking birthday. Remember, my birthday's coming, guys. It's
Okay,
great.
okay.
So
you're like unofficially being like, hey guys, karaoke bar.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing for my birthday. Yeah,
I already know
definitely-
what I'm doing for my birthday.
It's
Do you want
like
to know?
a whole ass event.
Well, I mean, do you know?
You
You
told
know some
me.
things. So, okay, your girl, Azeb Mariam Freitas, is an old ass bitch and is officially turning 25.
Yes, she is.
Quarter of a century.
Yep.
Old. 5 years until death,
Yep.
which is 30.
Wait, girl.
I'm telling you, everybody who's 30, they still let you know they're dead. But anyways, I know.
Okay.
But we out here. I'm gonna be 25
Okay.
in November, and that whole weekend is gonna be fucking epic.
Yep.
I can't wait. When I get more details about this, I'll let y'all know. But be looking forward to a whole ass event that is going to be occurring. That will probably be announced in like September.
Jesus. I'm like,
But the hype is real. It's gonna be amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it. Y'all know.
We'll
Y'all
see.
find out.
In the future.
Anyways, Simon, You wanna get into
so
the
I don't think I
announcements?
really have any key takeaways. I think my only thing would be I really liked the question that you said of like asking your parents what they were doing at their age or at your age. But other than that, yeah, don't believe everything you see on CoStar. Live your life, guys.
Yeah, live your life. You define your life. Be great.
Exactly.
Just do it. Nike.
Like, yeah. Do it! So,
Or Shia LaBeouf.
signing off.
Yes, baby.
Am I doing it?
Oh my god, it's your birthday. You have to.
Oh my god, it's my birthday! Okay, so as always, we are grateful for our listeners. If you're new to us, please follow us on Instagram at The Freitae Effect. On Twitter, Azeb said fucking all of this.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't, bitch.
Oh my
No,
God.
I did not, bitch.
Okay, fine. On Twitter at TFE Pod and like us on Facebook. If you like what you hear, please subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or follow us on SoundCloud and leave a scrolling comment or repost. And as always, feel free to share the show with a friend. Other places you can find us include Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Sorry, I just can't fucking hear myself talk like this. Okay, if you have questions or you would like us to answer,
I love that. Like, if you made it this far, shout out to you. Because, like, fuck.
words are
So
fucking
much.
hard. There's so much. I believe.
Shameless plugs.
If you have questions and you would like us to answer them on the show or like feedback/affirmations, please email us at thefreighteffect@gmail.com. If you really like what you hear, please find us on Patreon and become a patron because donations are fucking amazing. Azeb wrote something else, but I didn't read it right. And so anything helps because this is not fucking free.
This is not free
Not fucking
for
free.
us.
So
It's free for
thank you
you.
for listening and have a great rest of your week.
I had one more thing to say.
Okay, set.
I totally forgot what it was. So it must not matter. Oh, I remember.
Oh.
When you were reading it, it like sounded like you were just like reading like the side effects off of like the medicine or something. But yeah. I also had so many other things to say about like how you were reading that, but I can't remember it. All right, y'all. Love you. Peace.
Bye.